Hello everybody and welcome back to Valhalla Games! Tonight in the Hall of Valhalla we are continuing on with our campaign mini-adventure Stormwreck Isle, the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle nonetheless, with our adventuring party consisting of Rifixix, the Mouthman, with his hands of mouth man. We have on top of Discord Tower, Breach himself of hell itself. And then in the bottom right hand corner, we have the dreams of all daywalkers and onion lovers, Daydream herself. So, my friends, we are continuing with our adventure into Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. This is episode 3. If you haven't watched the first 2 episodes, you can find them on this here YouTube channel. They are saved forever under the live section, and if you can't find them by title, it says so in the thumbnail as well. Episode 1, episode 2. If you can count, fantastic. If you can't, well, then you got other problems going on. So, before we get started for today, no, I have no announcements. Never mind, I just only had announcements for you guys, which we already talked about. So I'll be on. Oh. I forgot to undeafen myself in Discord, Lamau. Don't worry about it.
It was entertaining to just see you just go.
The stream at least hear you?
What was that, Breach?
Would the stream hear you at least?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. Stream could hear me just fine. It's sent through 2 separate channels. But it's funny because I gave you guys all wildly fun introductions, and none of you said a word or reacted at all. And I was like, wow, fuck you guys. I thought those were hilarious. I fucking talked about how, like, I introduced everybody, and I was like, this is Jackson the Mouthman, the hands of Mouthman. And then
I was trying to imitate because we couldn't hear you.
Oh, I thought you were just fucking being fun because that's what you do. And then I was like, and then there's Breach of Hell itself on the top of Discord Tower. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, there's the dreams of all daywalkers and onion lovers, Daydream herself. And nobody batted a fucking eye. And I was like, I hate all of you. Never mind. So...
You think there might be a reason for that?
Yeah, I just figured you guys are like, damn, I've watched this man for so long, none of his jokes land anymore. He's fallen off.
I mean, that's normal, but...
Hey, all right, listen. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. How about that, shall we?
I mean, if you insist.
I do insist.
I will just seduce the dragon.
There is none. You've found 0 dragons. The closest thing you've found to a
0
dragon...
bitches.
You have no dragons, no bitches, no grass.
No onions.
No onions. You got nothing. What was I going to say? No. The closest thing you've found to a dragon thus far is 1, a statue, and 2, kobolds. That's it. That's the closest you've gotten to dragons.
Actually, it's a winged kobold.
Fucking what?
Actually, it was a winged kobold.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I guess the winged kobold is the closest you've gotten to a dragon. Not even the regular kobolds, just the winged one. Damn. Oof. Oof, my guys. Alrighty. Well, last we left off, you guys have made your way from Dragon's Rest down to Seagrow Caves, where you were told that usual trades with the creatures known as mycoids, or mycoloids, something like that, close enough to it, which are basically sentient plant folk, used to do trades with one of the individuals at Dragon's Rest, where he would bring by foods and other harvest, and they would give him an abundance of primarily mushrooms, but other stuff as well. Recently, however, that trade has since been cut off, and he has not been able to trade or even speak with them. They speak telepathically, but you know what I'm saying, for quite some time. And they had set up or were being blocked in or protected by or attacked by or some other creature was in the way of everything at the entrance, which you guys found to be a big bulbous octopus that almost one-tapped your bard friend. Not quite, but almost. And from there, you guys beat the beast down into its bloody inky depths, have rose out of the water, and have just entered the Seagrow Caves, and that is where we last left off. So, party of 3 heroes of names for yourselves, but no group. What would you like to do? Would you like the description for the cave you just entered in once again, before we continue?
Yes, please.
You got it. Let me just go consult my notes.
Oh, we got the map.
You do have the map, yes. You are at the top of the steps leading from B1 into B2 on your map on Discord.
Yes.
This 50-foot high cavern is a forest of multicolored fungi ranging from tiny filaments to tree-sized mushrooms. A natural staircase of stone columns along the east wall leads up 10 feet to a higher cave area in the north. Water burbles down from that upper cave and collects in a large pool. 2 small mushroom-like people are working amid the mushrooms near the pond. A sickening smell like sulfur hangs in the air. And that is where we left off. So, what would you like to do? As the three of you stand at the top of these steps, taking in your surroundings, you can see that alongside the pathway going up to the upper pool where the waterfall streams down from, there's also a small, narrow opening that seems to lead down another tunnel off to your left. And the two, the two working small mushroom-like people, they have seemed to have noticed you. You can see like what can only be described as mushroom faces are looking in your direction, but they haven't done anything. They seem to just slowly be working away while staring at you three at the top of the stairwell. Oh.
Wave hello.
You wave hello. Okay. As you raise your hand and wave, the moment you raise your hand, you get like just a brief something enter your mind. Like you just walked through a fog of smoke from a campfire and the wind shifted direction and you were just caught in the crossfire. But before you start coughing, as one normally would, you inhale and you feel like your nostrils have expanded, your lungs have doubled in size, your ears have enveloped everything around you, and you hear in 32-bit color. You see in 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Your senses are all scuffed backwards, forwards, up and down. And then you get an overwhelming feeling of both confusion and fear. And it is coming from the direction of the 2 mushroom people.
I relay this to the party.
Okay. How do you relay everything you just went through to the party? Please let me know.
Oh, there is no Technicolor in this universe, is there?
There's no what color?
Technicolor.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. My senses went through a cheese grater like a mighty onion reaching from the earth to the soil to become eventually a leaf. And inside that leaf, I felt fear and possible confusion.
At first, both of you try to understand what the fuck she just said. But shortly after she says this, the both of you experience the same feelings described to her earlier. And you both now are also overwhelmed with a feeling of frightened fear, but also curious confusion, coming from the direction of the 2 mushroom-like people tending by the water pound.
So Simon's just gonna haul himself out of the water because we've been in like waist deep water.
Yeah, you are soggy bottom jeans, boots with no
And
fur.
he's sitting there just like trying to wring out his coat and checking his bag, and he kind of just like slumps onto the ground. That was a lot more than I expected.
Accord would just kind of scan around, mumble something to himself in primordial. Then he will walk up to the little lake, the little pool at B2 and investigate it.
Okay. The one at ground level, or are you going up the stairs to the upper one?
The upper one, the one right in front of B2.
Okay, sorry. The one the waterfall is going into, not coming out.
Yes.
Of. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. As you make your way over to there, you can immediately see that the 2 mushroom people drop what they're holding and start backing up very quickly. And the feeling of fear and confusion is only fear. There is no confusion anymore. And the both of you, in the back would feel the same thing happening to you. There is no confusion. It is just fear.
Perhaps you should stop.
As they're like right by the pool, right?
They are by the upper pool.
I will
How
I
will
tall
look
are
up-
they?
What was that, Jackson? Sorry.
How tall are they?
They're about the same size as like a 12, 13-year-old. They would maybe come up to like chest high, if that.
I will stop, look up at them, and without saying, I won't be saying anything, but my mental state would just be complete neutral. I won't think of anything. It'll be as if
Trying to just let your mind go blank.
blank, yeah,
Okay.
just totally nothing.
Okay. Are you still making your way up to the pond while doing so, or are you stopping and standing still? I didn't
I
hear.
stopped.
Stopped. Okay. As you stop in your tracks and you try to wash away everything and go into a state of just nothingness, it's empty up here. Just let it all relax. What are the two of you doing? And as interestingly enough, before I mention this, the two of you, as you guys see Accord come to a stop and begin to clear his mind of all thoughts, feelings, emotions, and just go blank, both of you can feel Accord's mind begin to go blank.
That's unsettling. But Simon's just gonna basically, still wringing himself out, just gonna go cross-legged with his bag off to his side.
Okay.
And he's also gonna turn. Which one of us had the bag of things?
Oh, the bag of scraps?
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh, I
it
believe I
was.
do.
Yes, I believe it's Daydream has that.
We should probably show that.
Okay. I get it out.
Okay. As you remove that, Daydream, what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I forgot about the bag of scraps.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackson.
I got you, fam.
Daydream, what's your character feeling in this moment as she pulls out the bag of scraps?
She thinks that mushrooms are like onions because they grow from the soil and we are all one of the soil. So I think their safety and happiness is my priority, and I'm wishing them nothing but love and peace and unity.
So your overwhelming feeling right now would be a sense of community, connectedness, perhaps?
Yes.
Excellent. The two of you feel these strong emotions from her as well. And as you pull out the bag of scraps and you hold it aloft for them to see, the fear all three of you can feel slowly slipping away. Not as well as you, Accord, are able to just put your mind at complete blank, but it slowly kind of trickles out before it's not completely replaced by confusion. but more-
Apprehensive.
Yes, that would be a better term. You get the sense of recognition and understanding, but they're still not approaching you.
Perhaps it's better for them to approach us. From where I'm sitting, am I able to see any of those weird vents that we've been seeing?
A bit more specific, possibly. My
The
apologies.
sulfur. There was sulfur smell in this area. We've been smelling
Oh,
that. at
yes,
other places
yes,
too.
yes. The smell of sulfur is still very pungent on the air. You're wondering if you can see any vents where the sulfur might be coming from?
Correct.
Roll perception for me.
First roll of the night. Let's go. Yacht. 3, I think. I don't. Wait. Does my trait work on this? No, it's investigation or insight. Okay.
So 3 total?
13.
Oh, 13. Okay, that's much better than 3. 13. The smell is hanging on the air, but it's not directly in your face. So you don't think there's any vents nearby, or if there are, they're not like spilling out at a rapid rate. It's more trickling out. But even just doing a quick gaze around the room, you can't see any vents where anything would be trickling out, sulfur or not. The only thing that seems to be coming into this area is the water from the cave into the pond up top, which then trickles down to the pond down below, and then the cave directly behind you. Beyond that, you can't see anything immediately in this room. If there is anything else, it would be down the only other direction you could see, which is the excuse me.
Jesus, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. The narrowing of the cave off to your left down that immediate tunnel. Anyway.
Sounds good.
What are the little creatures doing right now?
Currently, they've slowly stood up straight, but they've backed away from the edge since they're on the upper platform. So they've backed away from the edge of it a small bit, and they're still kind of just staring at you. Occasionally, you do see one of them like turn their heads and their like necks, which is all kind of one, towards each other briefly before going back to you. But you never hear anything, and the sense of apprehension doesn't really wane or waver. It's just kind of like a constant untrustworthiness. You like recognition, but also untrustworthy is what's kind of feeling in the air right now.
I'll point at the pond in front of us, and I'll think, while I'm looking at them, I'm going to go look in that pond.
Okay. Okay. So as you think to yourself and like point at the pond, I'm going to look in the pond. Nothing seems to change for a moment or so before then the feeling of apprehension and such completely goes away and is replaced with just complete sheer why. Complete confusion. And also, at the same time, while you're like pointing and thinking, going to the pond, the two of you can think, Accord wants to go into the pond. It's as if he just told me himself, but I can feel it up here.
This is a very odd sensation.
Accord wouldn't care that they don't know why he wants to look in the pond. I just start to slowly walk up and investigate it.
Okay. Are you going into the pond at all, or are you just looking at it?
No, I just stand at its edge.
Okay. Roll your choice of perception or investigation.
+2. Investigate. Perception it is. 16.
16. Okay. Give me a second here. So, as you take a look in the water is very, very still. It's right at the edge where you are. It kind of like wobbles a little bit here and there from the waterfall going into it, but nonetheless, it's not like a raging waterfall by any means. So it's rather still and it's very, very clear. It's pristine. You can see the bottom of the pond. It's not very deep. It would maybe come up to your shins at its deepest, or sorry, your knees at its deepest. It's not too bad. But as you're going through it, and you pass over a couple of like very colorful plants, there's some purple ones, some green ones and such. And as you're gazing through, you realize that when you cross back, one of those purple plants definitely moved 5 feet closer to you last time you looked at it. It's
Do I
still
know
here.
what it is?
It's a big purple plant.
That moves.
It's currently just under the water like so. It's about 15 feet away from you. But other than that, it's just there. But you definitely, when you looked at it first, it was definitely 20 feet away from you.
I will, without looking away from it, I will point at Simon and motion him to come over.
Okay. Before he even finishes pointing, Simon, you can feel like Accord wants to talk to you. He wants to show you something. And you as well, Deidre, I'm forgetting your character's name, I'm sorry.
Fantasia.
Fantasia, thank you. Fantasia, you are also feeling like Accord wants Simon to look at something. You are all three connected in some telepathic way. You have no private thoughts. They're all in the open.
Oh no.
Oh man. He's gonna pick up his bag.
I gotta test this.
And he'll make his way over, making sure to be like slow enough that he's not gonna cause any alarm or anything like that, but fast enough that he's gonna get there in a relatively good time.
I gotcha.
What's going on?
I point at it. No, say, that plant moved when I was not looking at it.
Did it?
Yes. Have any idea what it might be?
I mean, it could be. I guess I'll roll at this point.
Do you have proficiency in nature?
I have proficiency in Arcana. That's about it, or history.
You can make a history check at disadvantage for this one.
Sounds good.
Accord, if you have
All?
proficiency in nature?
No, but I do have proficiency in history, although I am gonna roll that since I've spent the last decade in a monastery not studying nature, he would have no clue what this is.
I would also have argued the same thing. This is not anything you would have ever come across. What was your roll there, Jackson?
A 15.
15. That's pretty good. While you
Hey.
while you look at this, you definitely don't know what this is. You've never seen this plant before, but it's not unlikely that it could be similar to the walking mushrooms that are already staring at you right now. Even though this one doesn't have a face, if history shows that those can exist and communicate and be capable of intelligence and movement,
Why couldn't anything else?
why couldn't other plants? But that one that you're staring at distinctly does not look humanoid. It is just a big purple plant.
How big?
That's a great question. I would put it at about the same size as the two mushroom humanoids above. They'd come up to maybe chest high.
I mean, if those exist, why wouldn't
You don't
something
have
like
to
that?
say anything.
All your thoughts are
I
publicized.
immediately, I kneel down, stare at it, and just intently think, what are you?
Interesting.
I'd like to point out that when this question was posed, the thoughts going through Simon's head immediately just kicked into overdrive. So it's like,
You want to share some of those thoughts that are in overdrive?
oh man, I couldn't even think of them myself.
All right, well, the other two of you, you get the feeling of Simon's overdrive thoughts. Take that for what it is. Okay.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I can do some good roleplay with that shit.
Hey, Breach,
Yeah.
what's your armor class? And does an 18 hit?
Oh boy.
My armor class is 14.
14. Okay. Give me a second. Okay.
Before anything else is said, is there an argument to be made about resistant resistances to psychic damage in this instance, since I have stated I am trying to control my mind.
Psychic? No. Because what happens is as you think, what are you? The swaying of the plant is no longer swaying with water. As it leans back bigger than it should with the way the water is pulling away from the shore, and then suddenly lashes out and slaps your hand right across the wrist. And the initial sting is not so bad. It's as if you just caught literally a slap on the wrist, and it ain't so bad. But your skin begins to peel off and rot away as you take 8 necrotic damage.
Oh, can I try and stave that off a bit with my herbalism kit?
You can. Unfortunately, we are now in combat. So, we're not using a map for this one. This is going to be a rare moment of theater of the mind, because it will potentially not last very long depending on what you guys do. So, at this very moment, I will still have you guys roll initiative, just for turn order's sake.
Probably. Okay.
9.
Holy crap. Impressive.
You got a 22.
I'm ready.
I thought I rolled well.
Okay, and natural 1 for the plant. Solid. Okay, 25 to 20.
That'd be 22
Oh.
for Fantasia.
Okay.
22.
And 21 for myself.
Damn. All right.
At a 9.
I mean, to be fair, you are pretty, like, bro, what the fuck just happened?
All right. So top of the round, Fantasia, as you see just this tendril of purple and gray just whip out of the water and wham, slap Breach, and you hear an audible like a loud whip snap echo throughout the cave before you can see on Breach's arm his skin immediately in rapid succession turn from the nice charcoal black that it is to just thick black tar and then just peel off. Your go. You are standing about, I would say, 15 feet away from the water's edge.
I shout, I'm a vegan, and cast Vicious Mockery.
Hold on, before any of that is said, since we can sense each other's mental states, can we also sense each other's like HP, since we should be able to feel the distress others are having?
You can get a general sense of how someone's feeling, but I will say not. I can't remember what my ruling was when we did session 0 on sharing HP points. I think I might have said it was fine because it was a beginner campaign. You can share hit points, it's fine.
Oh, it's fucking hurting.
Good to know.
Because
Unfortunately,
we just
there's
got
not
out
a
of
whole lot I can do.
we just got out of that encounter with the squid.
Yep.
All right, Fantasia, you're up.
I shout that I am a vegan and cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, that's right, yes, Vicious Mockery. Wisdom save on my behalf, I believe?
Yes.
You got it. Yup! 4.
Oh, wonderful. I do 2 points of damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
2 points, disadvantage. You got it. All right. At this point, both you guys, or all of you, can hear like an audible hiss, but it's kind of like a burbled from underneath the water. Anything else on your turn, Fantasia? You've got a bonus action and movement.
I think that's everything.
Gotcha. Okay. From that, we have Simon. I will say you kind of plopped down immediately after you got out of the water. So I'm going to say you are roughly...
I was also up with...
Oh, that's right. Never mind. You came to the water's edge. Then you were standing right next... You were standing right next to a cord then. The plant is 10 feet ahead of you.
And it's not. It's in the water, correct?
It is in the water. Oh, yes.
Okay. Is there any rocks that I'd be able to just pick up real quick?
There's tons of rocks all over this cave, absolutely.
So he's basically going to think out loud. We don't mean harm. But whilst he's doing that, he's quickly attaching some of his little light bugs to one of the rocks that he's picked up. And he's going to just raise it. And he's going to have it so that when it hits the ground is when it's going to like flash. If I can do that.
What spell is this?
This is a tinkering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
So he's gonna try. I'm not even sure if this will work because I don't know if it has eyes. But he's gonna chuck it to the other side of the pool, like on an opposite edge.
Yep.
And he's gonna try and like force some. Maybe it'll go after that instead of us.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's take a look here. Go ahead and roll performance.
Oh boy. -1, boys. Let's go.
Oh no.
A 14.
14.
We take
Okay.
it.
Solid. All right. So, as you pick up a rock and imbue it with your tinkering of sorts, and then just there's this flash of sparkly white light, and you can now see this as you toss that over and you look back to the water, it was starting to just ever so slowly breach the water's surface from its main bulbous part before you see it very slowly twist around, and you can see now through the clear water, it has uprooted itself and walking like a centipede on tiny little bits of root, allowing it to crawl along the bottom of the water's floor. And as it slowly lifts up, it just spins around in place and then begins to slowly make its way towards where that flash of light was.
Okay.
Anything else in your turn?
Simon's going to interject himself in between Accord and this thing, because he can sense what's going on. He can see the Accord's body literally like degrading in front of him. I'm getting in between.
Okay. And that's it for your turn then?
And he's gonna specifically like think, I know you're tough, but everyone needs help at some point.
All right. That's it for your turn?
And yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Accord, you are up.
Well, the cord was about to move forward to rip it out of the water and beat the shit out of it.
Seems reasonable.
And now that Simon has chosen to interject, he will stop, stare daggers at him, look back at the plant, and he would just think, I'm coming back for you.
And you know what? It'd be funny because Simon wouldn't know who's who. That wouldn't be two words.
That's true. You just get this overwhelming feeling of like, I will find you. I will come for you. So do you, Fantasia. I will find you. I will come for you.
And then Accord would just take out his some of the herbs from his herbalism kit and start like wrapping the wound.
Gotcha. Okay. That's, I believe it's an action to do that when you're in combat.
I have no idea what herbalism kit would do in this case.
Negate some of the rotting of it. I guess. I don't know.
So it's more of a roleplay aspect than
I guess.
actual.
Gotcha. I'm not familiar with herbalism kits in terms of what they do because I don't think I've ever had a player use one. Chat is saying they can be used to make potions.
With the proper materials, yeah.
Oh, okay, they themselves cannot make potions just off of it.
And it also lets me add proficiency to my checks for identifying herbs.
Gotcha.
So maybe I could have checked what that thing is.
This is more of a hurt than a herb.
Anyway, are we out of combat now?
That's
that
it for
thing's
your
going
turn?
away from us? Yes.
Okay. Then yes. That would take us out of combat, as on the creature's turn, it has no reason to keep attacking you. It has seen something far more interesting across the pond. So, we will end combat there. So, now that we're back out of combat, what would you guys like to do? I would say for your using your herbalism kit in this instance, it does not heal you, but roleplay wise, you can start managing yourself.
How many spell slots do you guys have right now?
I walk up to a cord and I say, "Let the little onion shine bright," and I cast Cure Wounds.
It's more than I've got.
How much I get?
I believe it's
Oh,
2D.
shit, 6.
6. Nice.
So Simon's gonna back away from this, and slowly gonna motion to a cord to do the same if he hasn't already.
Cord will.
And I'm actually gonna look up at the other two.
So as
they disappear.
well, as you look up towards them, you can't see them immediately. You can still feel their presence. Like you can feel their thoughts going right now, and you can still get that hesitant, kind of wavering, suspicious feeling. However, as you're looking around, you do see both of them are slowly, and I do mean slowly, coming down the steps on the right.
I'm gonna get myself out of the mushrooms and then just sit down so I'm not I could be a little bit under their height.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cord would just look back at Fantasia and say, "Grateful," and he'll pull out his healing potion and start pouring that on the wound and using the potion because I'm still
Go for it.
hurting.
2d4 plus 2.
Another 8.
Another 8. Not bad. All right. So, as
That
you...
brings me up exactly to 4.
Nice. The healing potion properties, once again, show their immense value. As you pour some on your skin, drink some for good measure, and you can watch in real time as your skin folds over itself and heals, scabs over, and then the scab immediately dries off, flakes off, and your skin is once again pristine charcoal. And as this is all happening... oh, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
He'll lift up some of the bandage of his hand and wrist wrappings, and the necrosis and black flesh that has stained it. And he won't say anything, but because of mental state, you guys will hear this. He'll just think to himself more to the story and wrap back up, because as I said before, his bandage is so very old and stained in old blood.
Gotcha. All right. As you go about through the motions of wrapping yourselves back up, the two fairly large mushrooms for their size, humanoid creatures, slowly approach, and as you sit down to get somewhat between eyesight, they begin to get closer and closer, and they do slowly begin to pick up a small amount of speed. They maybe go from half a kilometer an hour to 75% of a kilometer an hour. They are moving cautiously slow. But once they reach the bottom of the steps, the feeling in the air goes from apprehension to a very minute, small amount of hope. It is tiny, but it is there. And then a question. Is that for us? And one of them slowly reaches out an arm pointing at the bag of scraps.
I hand it to them gingerly.
Okay. Are you walking over to them or just holding it up?
I hold it out so that they come to me.
Okay. And as you hold it up like skittish deer on a wildlife farm, they very cautiously approach. And as they get closer and closer, you can feel their thoughts and their presence just getting heavier and heavier on your mind, as if there are more of their thoughts in your brain than your own thoughts. And as they get within reaching distance, they reach in, they grab one scrap of food, and the one turns around to the other one, snaps it, hands it over, and you see both of them just very slowly, like sloths on acid, just and then you feel an immense relief as suddenly this overwhelming feeling of tiny bits of hope, fear, apprehension, nervousness, confusion, all of it just, and it's just a sense of relief, and it's overwhelming. Before they both slowly turn, looking at the three of you, and they both bow.
Simon will, as he's sitting, kind of do the same.
Well, about that.
As the two of them lift their heads back up, for the first time, you do not get a sense of feelings, of thoughts. You can hear within your mind words.
Pogo.
As one says, and these words, however, are in your own language, in your own voice. So it's like hearing your own voice in your head, but audible. As yourself tells yourself,
And
I hate this.
it's in our own language.
it is your preferred
Oh.
language. You hear this in your head. You hear
Okay, that
yourself
answers-
speaking your own preferred language, but it's not you saying the words.
That answers one of my questions.
My name is Molin. And my name is Kranz. You don't know which is which.
Molden and Kranz.
Molin and Kranz.
Boland and Franz.
Yes. Mortar and pestle.
Oh, that's an awful name for these guys. No.
They are mushrooms.
Grind them up, put them in a stew.
But as this happens, you once again hear Molin. And the one that initially reached into the bag kind of gestures its head to the side. Kranz. And the one in the back gestures its head to the other side. Individually, there is no visual distinction. They're both big mushroom-looking humanoids, various hues of white, green, broccoli colors with purple splotches. It's very hard to tell a difference at first glance.
Accord.
Do you say it out loud or do you think your name?
I think it.
Okay. Both of them slowly turn their heads towards you and nod in unison.
Simon will say this instead of thinking it because he's used to speaking.
Fair enough.
I'm Simon. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
They both slowly turn their heads towards you and nod. No other voices in your head. And then instinctually and expectantly, they both turn their heads towards you, Fantasia.
And Accord braces himself for what's about to transpire.
For what Accord's about to hear in his own head.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy days to meet with us. My name is Fantasia Running Greens, and I just want you to know that I think you two are special. Just like an onion, you have many layers, and that represents the eternal struggles that go on through life. And I just want you to know that I'm searching for onion seeds, and I want us to be the best of friends.
There is a very noticeable long pause before they make any kind of motion. And as they both kind of like nod towards you, you hear in your own head, in your own voice, I don't know what an onion is.
Right after Fantasia finished her sentence, Accord will like shiver.
Gotcha. It's rather damp and moist and a bit warm in this cave, but nonetheless, you still somehow find the way to just send chills down your spine.
Screw fire genasi. At that point.
Soon, he will turn to Fantasia and say, "Your voice and the way you speak sounds so weird and primordial."
I could see that.
That's funny.
As you guys are having these conversations between yourselves, either audibly or intelligently, telepathically, however you decide to, the one known as Molin takes a couple steps towards the three of you, looking up and just kind of like slowly passing his gaze between all three of you, and you begin to hear, are you here to trade, or are you here to help? Once again, in your own voice, in your own desired language.
That's gonna take a little getting used to. Both.
What's the
actually.
problem?
They both kind of slowly look towards each other, and they look back at you. Our leader has fallen ill. And others are also falling ill. And we've been able to stave it off for a time, but it takes a lot out of us. And we are running out of resources. This, and as he gestures towards the bag of scraps, is incredibly helpful. But I also wonder what happened to the gentleman who used to bring this.
He
What do you
he
mean?
will say he will think he sensed fear and danger, so he sensed fear and danger from you, so he sent us. I can help your leader.
Okay. What did you say, Jackson? Sorry?
I don't remember.
Okay. And they both kind of like straighten up a little bit, and we aren't sure what's causing the problem. We don't know if it was the man that was trading or if it was something else. So we took the precaution to protect ourselves. But you've killed our protection, and they both look towards the corpse of the octopus.
Accord will look at the octopus. He will look back, and
That sounds about right.
and he will say, I'm not sorry I did it, but I'm sorry I had to.
They both kind of share an exchange between each other.
Instead of that, how about, am I able to see anyone with the disease?
They both kind of like perk up, and you've all three of you feel a sense of like, oh, yeah, they do want to help. Kind of like a feeling through your heads, and they both slowly begin, like small little mushroom people with stubby legs, walking towards the small little tunnel off to your left as they begin moving.
We'll follow them.
Yep, I will as well. As Simon is doing so, he's taking out one of the orbs again, tosses it, shakes out any of the water that may have gotten on it, opens it up a little bit, checks for water. Okay, we're gonna need you guys.
At this point in time, you will also notice the.
I will say,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
accord with think to Simon. No, we won't.
As you guys are moving along out of this room, you see that large purple plant that had moved off to the other side has slowly once again delved itself once again into the water, but seems to have stopped once it was fully submerged in the water again. And as you guys begin to round a corner to go towards this cave, as you advance into the cave, a sickly looking mushroom suddenly stirs to life. It extends long purple tendrils towards you and the mushroom creatures, and begins to move slowly across the cave floor on root-like tendrils as another one. It moves very slowly. It has a movement speed of 5 feet.
Accord will just walk up to it, kneel down, so he's like perfect level with it. He will think at it. I'm here to help, and he will investigate it and see what's wrong with it.
Interesting. Okay, roll an investigation check.
I would
Well,
also.
Well, he's just trying to see like what sickness it has.
Yeah, I hear
Right.
you. Sorry, go ahead, Jackson.
That not be medicine?
You can roll medicine if you like.
Good, because medicine is what is my most proficient skill.
What were you saying, Jackson?
Doesn't help if you roll a 3, though.
Oof.
We'll come back to you. Go ahead, Jackson.
So, is there only the one that has come up to us?
As
Or
you
is there
round
another one?
as you round the corner, you can just see the one. The moment you round the corner, and then
Also looks diseased, or is
It's-
this one normal?
it's strange. It doesn't look diseased. The other, like, it looks like it looks like a very odd looking plant, but it itself doesn't look like it has any kind of disease on it. I'll send a picture to you guys in the Discord of what these look like.
Good to know.
I have a +4 to medicine, and I rolled a 3.
So these are what these things look like, and they come up to about your chest.
Okay. And are we sensing anything from them like the other ones?
You don't sense anything from them. They don't seem to have
The same ability.
an intelligent mind of sort. But as you roll medicine and take a look at it, you can discern at quick glance, like, I don't think it's infected. And as you're thinking, like, I don't think it's infected, one of its tendrils is going to try and lash out at you. As it has reach and doesn't need to be within 5 feet. 11, I don't believe hits you, Accord.
No, it does not.
All right, as the tendril swings by and then slowly, kind of like slowly reels back into it and then it slows down and stops. And you can see two of its tendrils are winding up and getting ready for another 2 attacks. What would you guys like to do? As sorry.
As it lashes out, Accord immediately will backdash.
Okay. You can get the general idea. It has a reach of about 10 feet.
Yeah, his backdash probably gets him far enough away for it not to hit him.
Yeah, it does not move very fast. It moves 5 feet a turn, has a reach of 10, but once it comes to a stop and it starts moving again, you have all the time in the world to maneuver around it. But you are fairly certain it is not capable of thought. It doesn't seem to be an intelligent being like the 2 mushroom creatures you're with, and it doesn't seem to either understand you or itself look diseased. And as this is all happening, you all 3 feel a presence once again, and the thoughts of, they are harmless to us, they are harmful to outsiders, but they are slow. They also can only attack within sight. The moment you are out of sight, they stop.
Accord will ask, friend, are they friends? Are they useful to you?
We harvest them for food. They do not attack us. But they did attack the trader. So he trades outside now. Or we just make sure none are around when we traded with him.
So about how many are there?
There was 1 back at the pond, and then 1 as you rounded this corner to go into this tunnel.
Accord will just motion for Simon and Fantasia to go around while he's stays between them and the mushrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Preparing himself for if one is to lash out again to catch its tendril.
Okay.
So we could technically, if we're in combat, we could disengage and just move through.
Yes. It only moves 5 feet per turn. It's very slow.
Yeah, basically, if we use the disengage action, we won't get opportunity attacks.
Correct.
So, about how far do we need to get through to be out of eyesight?
So this tunnel itself is only 5 feet wide, so you have to come within 5 feet of it, unless you spider climb or walk on the ceiling or something. But if you want to just, I will allow this. If you want to just full speed dash and just run straight through and try and jump and clear it and avoid it, I will say on a successful dexterity check, you could possibly do that.
But otherwise, moving past it isn't enough. Technically being ready to dodge at any time to go through.
Oh, sorry. Yes. No, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the only
fair
time
enough.
they would be able to attack us would be on opportunity.
Yes. Fair
If
point.
we disengage, there's no opportunity.
Just disengage and walk through.
Yeah. Fair enough. I will allow that.
Yeah, so that would be the play for us anyway.
So what is the marching order then? Since it is once again 5 feet narrow, it is a very small, narrow tunnel. So you will have to go through this thing.
Oh, then we wouldn't be able to because we can't go through enemies.
Well, that's why I initially said if you want to make an athletics jump and try to clear this thing, I'll allow that.
Okay.
Because it is a 5 foot wide tunnel and it is in this tunnel. It doesn't harm the mycoloids, whatever the fuck these things are called, but it will harm you. What the hell is this thing called? Myconoid. Yeah, I was right. Anyways.
Would I be able to do the same trick that I used on the other one to make it attack on the other side and then just swoop through?
You could certainly try.
Well, I don't think I'm first, so it'll be up to Accord. Accord.
Oh, Mike, kind of step aside and back up. And...
All right, I guess I'm doing my little distraction, and then I mean, what's the size of them? Are they small?
They are considered medium creatures.
Oh, okay. Then, either we have to move it or get around it?
Well, we're not in combat, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm allowing you guys, if you want to just full sprint, athletics check, avoid being attacked, simplest way, we'll just do that. Or we can go into combat. But if you guys want to just try and get through this without combat, successful athletics checks for each of you individually. The myconoids don't need to make one.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do a combination of the distraction and then jumping as
Okay.
they go.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna ask you do the distraction first, and
We'll see how that works.
roll deception.
All right. Oh damn. Okay, that's an 18.
Solid. You can make their athletics check with advantage.
Poggers.
As you
I'm gonna need it.
And you see its spiraling tendrils immediately just kind of look off in a complete different direction,
Shiny.
and you have your opportunity to.
Yeah, that sounds about right. A 6 and an 8.
Oof. Okay. As it's turning around, looking at it, and you go, "Okay, I got this," and you start booking it as you bum, and you step right within one of its tendrils. You're like, "I got this," and like slow motion, it wraps around your leg and attempts to do some necrotic damage to you. 11 to hit.
Nope.
As it wraps around your leg, you're wearing boots. No skin contact, and you are gone.
See ya, nerd.
Nerd's sitting at work now like, no!
He
Anyway,
was.
you have made it through the tunnel as it is now kind of staring off in your direction, which is where you sent off your sparkly rock. And as it's kind of staring at you, it stays there. And the two of you in the back, now you have your times.
He will nod at Simon, turn back to Fantasia, and like nod his head towards it like it's your turn.
Okay, I go to run past it.
All right, make an athletics check.
11.
11. As you go running forward, and you're like, I got this. No random plant thing that's never even heard of an onion is going to best me today. And it wraps around you.
Oh no!
13 to hit.
Oh, I am 13.
Meets it, beats it. You take... Jesus Christ. You take 8 necrotic damage as it finds its way
Damn.
into an opening of your cloth, and you feel a sting burn across your leg before you immediately get out of its range, and you take a couple steps, and then your leg just and pieces of flesh and rot begin to immediately fall off, and you take 8 necrotic.
Move. That stings.
And once again, all three of you can feel Fantasia's pain.
I imagine it's not pleasant.
As always, Accord's just stoic. And did she get to the other side?
Yes, she is now safely across on the other side of the tunnel.
You okay?
I'm very injured.
That sounds about right.
Accord will take a few steps back, and then he will just run, leap onto the side wall, and try to like run alongside it for a bit and launch off it to the other side.
Gotcha, Prince of Persia style. What's your dex modifier? Or sorry, your dex score?
My dex score is 15.
15. Yeah, that sounds about right. Make an athletics check with advantage.
First one is 18. Second one is 7, so 18.
Solid. Just like ye old Prince of Persia, which doesn't exist in this universe. You run, you hop onto the side, 1, 2, 3. On your third step, you can feel a bit of the rock on the wall begin to give way, but that's okay because you've already left, and you hop off, and you land across the other side, and you hear a distinct boom as one of the rocks that just cleaved off the wall rolled and hit the plant in its quote-unquote face.
I feel like this the closest approximation we would have would be Prince of Thay.
Fair. But you three are all mostly safely across the tunnel on the other side as the two myconoids begin walking past this plant creature as it slowly begins to calm down. But since you guys are still within its quote-unquote eyesight, it does slowly begin to move towards you.
I don't like these things.
That's fair. But as you guys
How dare they be speciest?
As you guys turn around and take a look at the room you are in now, this cave reeks of rot, and the floor is covered with decaying vegetation. 3 small mushroom folk are working amid the filth. In the southwest corner of the cave, a bulbous object the size of a cart clings to the wall and ceiling, glistening like a glob of jelly.
Is any of the vegetation scarlet color?
It is not. This is not scarlet rot. You're fucking welcome.
We would be fucking dead already. Nobody jokes about scarlet rot.
No, not in this adventure, but next time.
So the giant... We can safely assume the giant bulbous thing is just similar to those plants, just a large version of it.
Would you like to take a closer look?
From a distance, yes.
How much of a distance?
The distance I'm at.
Okay, the distance you're at. Excellent. Roll perception from the distance you're at.
$15.
15. From the distance you're at, as you look towards this bulbous jelly thing on the wall, you're like, it's probably some weird type of plant thing. And as you're thinking to yourself, plant thing, the rest of you audibly can hear as if plant thing got cut off, like plant thing. Because as you're thinking that to yourself, Accord, you see something move within it. And then you see a long, Lamau. You see a long, thin, like, nostril kind of poke itself out of the jelly. And small little claws kind of, and push the jelly apart for a brief moment. For a tiny little, almost like the head of an antelope, peeks out with a long, narrow snout. Just and then crawls back in.
What the fuck?
And the two other myconoids have now joined across from you, and they go, "We can introduce you to the rest over here." And they point to the 2 other mushroom folk creatures that are now also standing up, and you get a new wave of confusion, hesitation, fear, scared, betrayal, all kind of start to flush your systems.
Fuck is that?
They 2 of them look over and they go, "Ah, the bloodsuckers.
The what now?
They suck blood. No harm to us. Maybe you."
Oh boy.
Well, my blood is fire.
Can you maybe empty your blood?
No.
Get rid of it for a moment?
No.
Let's just do this. So are the ones in here, do they appear to be diseased, or is just like everything else?
Like the 2 mushroom folk, you mean?
Yeah, like the ones that we've met.
The initial ones you met? No, they look like
The ones we've met just now.
just now. They from afar, they're maybe about 20, 25 feet away from you. At first glance, they look as healthy as the two you've been traveling with just now. It's hard to determine what on them looks healthy and doesn't look healthy for a first-time appearance, but they seem to be acting in a way that doesn't propose that they would be unhealthy.
Where exactly is this ball? But like, is it by the staircase leading up from B3 to B4?
Oh, on your map? If you
Yes.
look at the top left corner, there's a small little alcove with a bunch of like reddish stuff on the ground. It's against the wall in that little corner.
Top left. We could probably avoid that.
And sorry, that's in B4?
B3.
Not-
B3.
B3, the small little alcove just to the top left of the B3 logo. Where all that red stuff is on the floor, it is against the wall in that little alcove.
We could probably avoid that very carefully.
They do react to sound. So if you can be quiet instead of getting rid of your blood, that will work.
Is there another way?
Getting rid of your blood. Once again, this is why we didn't let the other trader in. Those plants go after humans. Those things go after blood. We're unaffected by either.
You keep some interesting pets.
They live here the same as we do. They don't harm us. We don't harm them.
We'll turn to Simon, say, do you think my blood would harm them?
I can't say I've ever met someone of your particular species. I do not know. I don't think it's a valid thing to try at this particular moment.
Just a thought.
As you guys are having this conversation, the two other humanoid mushroom creatures are myconoids, thank you, are beginning to approach you. And the feelings that you got overwhelmed with just like tons of different thoughts have slowly come down to primarily just hesitation and curiosity. All the other ones have seemed to have trickled out and filtered through. So at this point, as they begin to get closer, you do see one of them looks relatively healthy, but another one has a faint purple mark on its side. It's not disgusting or any way, but is a very, very distinct darkened portion of its body. The rest of them are various shades of like white and green with purple spots, which just look like they're part of their skin. But this one has a massive darkened purple blotch on its side, not like the other purple dots. But it doesn't seem to be affected by it. It's moving and everything just the same as the other ones.
Are you affected by the same disease that everything else in here is?
No.
Sorry to be...
But
no?
I was. But we've figured out how to stave it for a time. But it takes a lot of energy. This took a whole week of help from the others. No telling when it will come back. But for now, it is gone.
Ord would kneel down and ask, can I look?
It very hesitantly looks towards the others, and you can feel like the feelings of questions, trust, safe, and then also immediately kind of matched with the feelings of safe, provisions, food, help, hope, understanding, questioning, and then it once again turns towards you three and goes, you can look, but please do not touch.
Ord
I would
will
also
look at-
like to as well.
And
Cord
it
will look.
slowly
it.
raises its little arms.
Cord will look at it, being able to ascertain medicine without a creature trying to wrap its tendrils around his neck.
Anyone who would like to make a medicine check may go ahead and do so.
I would like to do something else.
All right, what would you like to do?
Now I rolled a 4. God.
Oof.
Well, I think it's a
Going
good
up.
thing that I'm doing this because
Going
unfortunate
up, and-
rolls.
But not by that much.
6.
So with
Oof.
so he's gonna take out one of the orbs that he has, and he's going to put his hand on it, and you hear a little ting, and he kind of flinches for a moment.
Yeah, so
before
does
he
every
cracked
other
it.
myconoid in your vicinity, all of them.
It's fine. It just needs a little activation. And he opens it up, and basically little like flutter bugs just kind of cover his hand, and spread out from that point. With my racial trait, I'm going to cast Detect Poison to Disease.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
I'm rolling low, so I'm just gonna say, well,
looks-
Accorda is good at medicine. He's mostly versed in diseases that affect humanoids.
Yeah, that
He's a
sounds about
plant.
right.
These are plants, so he has no idea.
Yeah. Looking at it, you're like, that looks bad. Fuck if I know what else, but... And then Fantasia, you're like, looks bad. It looks fine now, like it looks like a scar. But at the time, I bet that hurt. And that's about the extent you got.
This guy is definitely a mushroom.
100%. Without question. He is
Hmm,
one of the
yes, the
he
floor
he
here
is
is
one
made
of the
floor.
humanoid mushrooms of all time. One of them.
That's the same energy as, yes, the floor here is made of floor.
Yes. He is definitely humanoid mushroom. Your detect poison and disease. Can you read me the abilities of that spell?
For the duration, it's concentration up to 10 minutes. You can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you. You also identify the kind of poisonous creature, or disease in each case. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
And what's the range on it?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. So, unfortunately,
Basically,
everything around you is made of stone, so you can't get anything that's beyond 30 feet behind any of these walls.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead with the rest of your statement.
I was just saying the hand thing is more of just like a. He's gonna put it like above the side, be like. Whoop, 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 whoop.
I got you. All right. As you whoop, 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 whoop. As you're casting this off, you all three of you hear in your head, "My name is Bispo, and this is Valap." At this time, sorry, there is 3 of them. I had said only 2, but there's 3. So Bispo, Valap, and then pointing to the third one, Popple.
Yeah, Popple. He's a master thief. I hope somebody gets that reference.
No fucking idea. Maybe someone in chat knows. But as you whoop, 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 whoop. So, curiously enough, the creature itself, you can get faint traces of poison, but it no longer is poisoned. Just faint traces that it used to be there. But the creature for now is safe. And you said it detects what type of poison?
Yes.
That
And it also detects poisonous creatures and diseases.
That is going to be a bit of a more interesting thing to answer.
Oh no. I did something I wasn't supposed to. I'm gonna learn information I'm
Sorry.
not supposed to know yet.
Give me 1 second. I gotta read over this disease because I'm not sure how to word what type it is. So give me one moment. Apologies.
Oh good. I definitely threw a curveball that you were not expecting. Well, like at least I can say I'm making the best use out of my racial traits.
Okay. Um, the, the best answer I can give you is that it's elemental poison. It's elemental poison, and it also hangs in the air. It is directly related to the sulfurous smell that is potent in the air. So the sulfurous smell and this elemental type poison is one and the same. That's about as much as I can give you.
Because it doesn't really have a... It's not exactly a disease
like
or anything.
it's not
a
anthrax.
consequence.
It's not cyanide. It's not iodine powder. It's elemental.
Can you like elemental as in earth, fire, water, air?
Fire.
It would be fire because it's linked to the sulfurous smell that lingers in the air.
So
Okay,
having...
I could do something with that probably, since it was caused by fire elemental poison.
So like...
They literally am a half fire elemental, kinda.
So this, I guess, is still going, like, as this information is going into Simon's mind, is also getting relayed to everything else that's in here.
It would
Yes.
indeed. As
So
you
it's
learn
just-
this knowledge,
it's-
everyone learns this.
It's like rapid firing going through, like, detecting elemental, fire, sulfur, and it's like all like connecting in his head.
And
Before he like pulls himself back out of his little trance that he was in.
Oh yeah,
go ahead.
sulfur is all in there. You guys probably hate this. I'm probably loving that.
Yeah, it's a little rough. How long has this been going on? And where is it coming from?
So as now everyone's kind of like shared on this collective information. Welcome to Hive Mind, the caves. I guess it's more connected mind than hive mind. But as you
Very
guys
true.
have all shared in this information, the myconoids all kind of like look around at each other and they go, "Yeah, we're pretty sure it's the same thing. Our leader was the first to fall, and we've been hard at work protecting him for as long as we can. But it's since spread to all of us, and when we can't all focus on healing him, we have to focus on healing each other, and eventually our work grows thin, and not as much help provided for everyone. There is a vent that noxious fumes had passed through up and out into the sky for a very long time. But it since got blocked. We're not sure by what. We are sensitive to sunlight. We never went into that room anyways because of the vent going outside also let the sunlight in. So it was just a room we avoided. It got dark one day. We went in to inspect it, and the sulfur was overwhelming. So we let it be. It would fix itself out. It's only gotten worse.
I'm just gonna go back in, like, when we were above this area, where am I able to like go in my head and see if there's any like sort of rocks that we had seen that were not really fit? Like, because there was a vent that we were looking at.
You did see a vent. There was
So-
nothing coming out of the vent, but you didn't see anything on top of it or anything. You saw a hole in the wall, so like the flat top cliff, just flat solid, and you saw there was a opening hole with a little bit of a black soot tint around it, but there was nothing coming out of the vent, and there was nothing on top of it blocking it either.
I think I know of what you were talking about. There wasn't anything on top of it, though.
We don't go into that room. We didn't before because sunlight. We don't now because fumes.
And let me guess, it's past that thing, huh?
They all collectively nod.
Ah, jeez.
We can try and distract it if you want to make your way past it.
I would like to ask the question, since this is specifically a poison of like fire elemental, is there anything special I could do with it?
I can't reveal too much about how this works based off of just a detect poison disease. I will say, though, that while the sulfur is also tied to this elementalish poison, they're not exactly the same thing. So it's...
I get it.
Yeah, it's... the sulfur seems to be more of a... Like, the poison seems to be more of a byproduct of the sulfur in the air.
Okay.
I
Cord will
can't
stand
reveal
up,
any more before you guys find out more.
and he will just say, like, turn to the others and motion his head towards the door to sneak past the giant bulbous thing that holds suckers or whatever they are.
How many of them are there? Do you know?
2 and a baby.
Jeez.
I think I really cannot mess around, you guys. I'm very injured.
Yeah.
We need to be very sure before we act.
We can crowd around you 3. Possibly hide your scent. Might work.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, best thing would be not to aggravate them at all.
Wouldn't my scent be muted, though?
The other 2 might not, though. You can certainly
Because
try.
This I would blend in more with the atmosphere, probably. Whatever,
I mean, I don't know.
they can crowd around the other 2. I'll stick to the wall away from it and try to stealth past it.
Okay, you want to stealth pass on your own?
Yep.
Are you going to go ahead or behind the collective group of mushrooms and humanoids?
Ahead.
Ahead. Okay. By how much?
Once they are crowding around them, we move. I'll stay like 5 feet in front of them.
Okay. And then the 2 of you, do you have any other plans as these small little mushroom people begin slowly kind of walking over and just kind of opening their arms and going in for like a big football huddle around you guys before collectively moving as one?
Fantasia's really enjoying this.
So, as this is happening, Simon will just go and kind of talk to them and speak to them. I understand that you're not fans of conflict, but if we are attacked, we will retaliate.
They all kind of like do subtle nods for themselves, and you get the feeling of understand, acceptable, no harm, no foul.
Okay. As that happens, he grabs his one bracer. Okay. I'm not very quiet. So this is probably gonna go bad.
And all of them just kind of, well, let's give it a shot. And they all kind of, and you like hear and feel like when you pull celery apart, as they all kind of like expand and swell, and then all at once, and this room fills with spores as they all just squeeze out like bagpipes and just surround yourselves in a greenish mist.
He's gonna put like his cuff like up like this.
Sounds good. As this happens, I want all 3 of you to make stealth checks. Daydream and Jackson, make yours at advantage.
Oh, we're a normal roll, boys. Let's go.
11.
Okay.
Please.
Sorry, it auto rolled at disadvantage. I think it did. Yeah, I need to redo that. Sorry. Oh, it is flat. Why would I have D right there? Well, I guess it is a grand total of 6.
At advantage?
Can I?
Woof.
Well, no, I don't have advantage because I'm wearing scale mail.
Oh yes, that's right. So it's automatic. Yeah,
Hey,
fair enough.
hey, DM, can I use that one fantastic
You
little
want to
thing
use
we
your
have?
card? Excellent. So for everybody who doesn't know, this is one of my homebrew rules. Everyone at the start of every session gets one card draw per game, where they can draw it to affect an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. I basically use a deck of cards. We draw a card. You get to add the results of that card to your roll. You can only do this before the outcome of that roll is determined. We're going to use Siri because I don't have a deck of cards on me. Draw a card.
I picked the 6 of clubs.
6.
We take it.
So what's your total, Jackson?
12.
12. Daydream?
22.
Woo!
I am the.
Bruh. She is stealth.
And then Breach, you said 11?
11.
11. All right. As you guys all collectively begin moving, Accord, you are 5 feet ahead of the pack, crouched down, moving forward. You all right there, Daydream?
I'm sorry. I just can't.
You're just imagining the scenario unfolding for you right now?
Yep.
That's glorious. All right. Accord, as you head forward, crouch down low, quiet, and subtle. You move by, keeping one eye forward on your goal, another eye over at the bulbous thing that's slowly every so often. You can just see movement moving underneath it. And as you move forward, you can slowly hear in the back of your head. It's subtle, it's quiet, but nonetheless unnerving as you just hear like dozens of as all these little feet just move their way across the stone floor.
And he's a monk. He can tune that out.
And one by one, you guys sift past the bloodsuckers without alerting them. You all make it through safely. As you do, 6 clusters of giant mushrooms are arranged in a rough circle around this cavern. Several human-sized mushroom folk stand in a circle in the center of the cave. The smell of sulfur is stronger here. And I have a picture of this scene for you guys.
I still have my detect poison and whatnot up, correct?
Oh, how long does it last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. You absolutely do. And you absolutely detect far more of this elemental type poison at the 2 in the middle of this gathering. Picture in the Discord for you.
Ooh. All right.
As you guys come across the top of the steps, once again, overwhelmed by thoughts, as 6 new thoughts just immediately enter your mind, and just, it is a highway of just back and forth going on. Some of it your own language, some of it your voice, just, and other parts of it just your language is really sped up on chipmunks and just going to higher pitch, and it's just fucking everywhere, everything everywhere all at once going on in your brain. And it lasts for a moment before it says, and then they all kind of just, here to help, are you?
Just a nod from Simon.
All right.
Just a thought of yes from Accord.
All right. You can pick out that during that full big exchange, all the previous information that they had gathered from you was immediately shared over to them. And then the current situation going on with the 2 members in the middle was shared back to them. And you were all caught in the crossfire getting all the information from both ends. All 6 of these myconoids are ill and fatigued from the blight spreading through the caves. So they are taking turns resting here. While some rest, the others help them recuperate, and then when they are done recuperating, they switch. And it seems to just be kind of going back and forth, while one's resting, one's helping, and then switch, and then switch. And the ones that don't need to rest are off foraging, looking for food and ingredients, and just keeping status quo for as long as they can, trying to wait this out. That seems to be the current trend.
I think this is a good place to drop the bag.
I reach out, I present, I hold up, I get down on one knee with my arms raised to the sky with this bag in my hands, and I say, a gift from, what was his name?
Depends on who you're talking about.
The guy who normally comes and trades.
Oh,
His
Tarak.
name was
Tarak.
Sure.
It's so Tarak.
What's the point of taking notes if I can't answer?
Sorry, I just knew it off my head. My apologies. But yes, as you kneel down, hold it aloft, a couple of them come over. They start slowly picking through, handing out their rations, and they all slowly begin to eat across them. And the very, very big one in the back right corner of the photo showed takes a large handful and looks at you three, and you guys once again think to yourself, or hear your thoughts, my name is Subrafus. I'm going to take this to our leader. He needs it most. Would you like to come along?
As
Yes.
long as there's no bloodsuckers.
No, just the one nest. And it slowly turns, and this one's a bit bigger than the other ones. It's still considered medium, but this one's maybe a foot or two taller than you guys. As it slowly turns, and you can audibly hear, like, it's no longer like from the other ones. This is as it slowly begins walking away. And it goes.
Follow it.
It goes up north and off to the right. Glowing fungus and colorful crystals grow from the walls and ceilings of this small cave. In the middle of the cave, two human-sized mushroom folk tend to a larger specimen of their kind. The large one is shriveled and covered with unhealthy purple blotches, and it does not move. As the big one comes over and puts the food on this little pedestal and kind of like slightly shoves it towards this shriveled creature's head, and you feel the exchange once again, the same kind of thing as like, who are they? Are they here to help? Are we under attack? Just all kinds of thoughts and emotions flood before it's all settled, and everyone is once again collectively at the same level.
Never gonna get used to that, I don't think, but it's incredible.
Subrafus then turns, and while you are here to help, I cannot allow you to get any closer.
Am I able to make out any more information with the more concentration?
At this point,
Because this one's currently suffering from the disease.
yes, detect poison. So you not anymore on the disease itself per se, but you can see that and get a sense that the two myconoid adults here are keeping this unconscious myconoid alive by using these barrel-sized glowing red fungus that vaguely resembles a human heart. And they seem to be collecting these and just squishing them and just rubbing the juices that comes out of it onto their leader, and whatever it is seems to be staving off it. It's not curing it, but it is holding it back. But you can also tell that they don't have a lot of them.
Lord will look at the state of the leader. He looks in like pretty bad shape, doesn't he?
He looks like one of the first ones you saw. Maybe comes about to chest high, but like you were to take a sponge and wringed out all the water from it, and then it didn't
Oh.
expand again. It's just shriveled and wrinkled.
The Leaf more will come for this one soon if we don't do something.
Mm-hmm.
We suspect it's from the cave in the corner, but we avoid it, hoping it will mend itself, but we all have to come to the idea that it maybe will not.
Show us.
I don't need to avoid it.
And I won't.
I will turn to Simon, and I will say, the atmosphere might very well suffocate you.
I have to try.
Simon, the atmosphere in this place is more akin to the plane of fire. I'm fine with it. You, on the other hand, will suffer nasty effects from something
I can't.
as dense as that room.
I can't sit by and not help.
At the moment you say that, there's another small, subtle shaking in the ground, similar to what you guys experienced earlier. Not as rapid or horrendous, but still as noticeable. Like a mini earthquake. And it lasts for only a second before it is gone.
How long has that been happening for?
Forever. Maybe a bit more often recently, but this island has always had its quakes.
Volcanic activity. It's common.
Likely so.
Simon, I admire your bravery and tenacity to help. I will not stop you, but be
I understand
forewarned
the
of the
risks.
danger.
I get the risks.
Very well.
Fantasia, what is going
Bahamut.
through your head right now?
I feel terrible for these mushroom people because I can tell that this one's gone through the ringer literally.
All right. Sorry, go ahead, Breach.
Know, Simon, that Bahamut smiles upon what you do.
I sure hope. Come. We should go before things get worse.
Follow me.
Should we take a
as-
rest?
He will,
We can hold off whatever this is for some time. If you wish to rest, grab items, come back, you are free to do so. Seeing as we have no protector of the cave anymore, you can come and go as you please. We have
Minus
time.
Bloodsucker.
There is that, but
And the other things.
all right. Well, you have time to rest here.
yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Cord will say, you can rest, Fantasia.
Okay. And I rest.
All right.
Is this a long rest or a short rest?
That's up to you. If you'd like to take an hour, then you can just short rest. Or if you'd like to take 6 to 8 hours, you can long rest and get everything back.
I think I need the long rest. I really need my spell slots.
Fair enough.
And I wasted my healing potion.
I think you guys still have one left, or did you use both of them?
Yeah.
You've got the one left. So, all right. Are you all long resting then?
How about we see what's going on and then make a decision from there?
I already clicked the button.
How dare you? Unclick the button.
I think there's an undo.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. No, everything's still as it was.
All right, you're good. All right. If you'd like to investigate the area, I can take you there now. Afterwards, You are free to rest anywhere you like. We have no private quarters. Just do not come close to our leader. That is all we ask.
Very well.
All right, come along with me. As Subrafus begins making his way down to the last little room. And you all three follow? All right?
Yep.
As you guys get to this last area, the air in this cave is choked with thick smoke that assaults your nostrils with a pungent odor of brimstone. Strange flickering orange light illuminates the smoke, however. This area is free of fungal growth. Instead, only crystals and rock are present. To your right, a large cluster of purple crystals juts from the stone. On your map, this is the little bit of purple in the wall. On the far wall, a glowing orange crystal wedged into a fissure in the cave wall seems to be the source of the light. Streaks of soot trace a path along the cave walls between the purple crystals and the fissure. It also seems to be blocking the opening of the vent in the ceiling. So there is a vent coming out of the ground, and then there is an opening in the ceiling above that vent, and this large orange crystal is smack dab between the two, blocking both the vent on the bottom and the vent on the top. And you can see all this sulfur and fume just spilling out around it, filling this room.
Do I have any idea what
Yeah.
the crystal could be?
Do you have... if you are proficient in either Arcana, History...
Yes.
Yes.
Both.
Okay.
I'm proficient in history.
If any of the three of you are proficient in either Arcana or History, you can choose to make a regular check for either one of those.
I will do Arcana.
My history check came up with a 12.
Solid. Fantasia, do you have proficiency in either History or Arcana?
I have proficiency in everything.
Okay, if you listen, Jack
That-
of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
I got a 12.
On which skill?
Arcana.
Okay. 12,
16 on Arcana.
12 Arcana, 16 Arcana. Breach, what was yours again, sorry?
Should be in the logs.
Oh, yeah.
12.
12. Okay. So, while Fantasia and Accord, you guys are looking at this, and it vaguely looks familiar, like something you've either seen an illustration of or heard about. Can't quite place it. However, Simon, this very, very closely resembles what you can only call a fire crystal. Something not part of this plane. A fire crystal is strictly from the elemental plane of fire. The details of them you cannot recall at this moment, but they don't exist here. At least they shouldn't.
Alright.
What about the purple ones?
The purple crystals, those, for lack of better thought, looked like just purple crystals.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, I guess you're right.
Of course, get the sense of this. He will take a step forward into the room. Look around. He will take a deep breath of all the sulfur and brimstone.
As you take a deep breath, you inhale, and as you inhale, you hear two distinct exhales in the smoke and fog in front of you. As you hear, but you see nothing.
Well, at first, everyone.
Are you? Is that you
We're
grabbing a cord and pulling him back?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, as the sulfur and brimstone fills his lungs, everyone would probably start to feel a sense of Hiraith come from a chord.
Sounds of what?
Hiraith. Nostalgia for a home you never had.
Before it is immediately hit with fear.
Yup.
As two distinct exhales fill your ears from inside. But you see nothing, just the flickering orange
I have
red
dark
glows.
vision.
Dark vision doesn't help in this version, for this part.
You are currently
As,
being pulled back.
Simon pulls me back. I will then brace myself, plant my feet into the ground, and scan the room, seeing if I can make out anything where the exhales just came from.
Are you resisting being pulled back, or planting your feet after being pulled back?
I plant my feet while getting pulled back, so I'm...
That is opposing skill checks.
No, I'm not
I won't
opposing. I'm not opposing it. Like, he pulls me back, and I plant my feet, so I'm upright where he pulled me back to.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Gotcha. Okay. And then you're just going to roll a perception check and scan the room from where you are?
Yes.
Go for it. Would anyone like to do anything else while he's doing that?
I'd like to give a chord bardic inspiration.
All right.
That
how do you go
is-
about doing so?
I tell him you can do this.
Hell yeah.
That adds a d6, correct?
It does.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to do, Simon?
Squeal in fear.
Fair enough.
No.
12. As you stare into the fog, is that using the bardic inspiration die as well?
I rolled a 1 on the inspiration die.
Damn, feels bad.
You do be like that.
As you stare into
It do be.
the smog, looking around, you see flickering of the orange light and bits of wisp of fog. But you do catch one detail as the fog is kind of like just filling your vision and just kind of wavering here and there. One part of it does not act like fog, does not act like smoke, as it very distinctly slithers through the air behind a rock. And then another part off to your side slithers like so behind another rock.
Like wind or fire elemental creatures?
Neither. It's as if the smoke and fog itself, parts of it just fold into cylinders and act like snakes along the wind.
So, like, wind creatures, maybe.
And you catch them for a brief moment before they just and become smoke filling the room once more.
I think we've seen enough. For now.
I assure you, this will all be here when you return after a rest. It has already been here for a while.
Yeah, Simon's already backing out.
I have an idea that may turn out really well or really bad. The best kind of ideas in D&D.
Do what you feel is best.
Alright.
Before you
I'll
make
say-
your move, Fantasia, what are you doing? Simon's backing out.
Fantasia is leaving because Fantasia needs to rest.
Alright, so Fantasia turns to walk, Simon turns to walk, Subrafus is turning slowly, but turning to walk, and Accord stands still and then does what?
He will rest too,
Oh, okay.
but his rest is he will stand in the doorway in front of this fire crystal,
Okay.
and again he will enter a meditative state, but this time really focusing on the fire crystal, seeing if he can connect his lineage to it somehow and get a sense of anything from it.
Okay. Sounds good. Meanwhile, the two of you are heading back into the big general portion of the cave and taking a rest there, or are you doing something else entirely?
I'm doing that.
Doing that,
Yeah,
okay?
I think I'm also in that area.
All right. Excellent.
I'd be close. Like I'd put myself like off to the right hand side of the door that leads there,
Okay.
so that I can hear anything that may or may not happen.
Got it. Sounds good. All right. As you guys all, in your own ways, begin to collect yourselves, meditate, sleep, think, overwhelmed by thoughts, occasionally the three of you can get the senses of others' thoughts, your own party members, the other myconoids. They're not overwhelming, and you seem to have just your own consciousness for a second, but even though not all three of you may be even in the same room, it feels like all three of you are living in the same head. Not doing anything particularly, like all three of you are sitting in the same living room, one's watching TV, one's reading a book, the other one's playing Angry Birds on their phone, and you're all collectively just in each other's presence. And at any point in time, you could reach out and talk, but you feel no need to. Or you do, but that's the general feeling. And as you all begin to slowly wish away to your sleep, the ground shakes once more. Fairly violently. You can hear bits of the wall begin to slightly crack, even if you don't see them. The ground horrendously shakes, and you feel like you're going on turbulence on an airplane. It's just, oh God! And then just as it happens, it slowly fades out once again. And as you all once again try to drift off to sleep, for a brief moment, all three of you collectively feel a fourth presence in your head. For a bare moment, this overwhelming, negative, brimstone, fire-ish energy is invading your living space. And as all three of you would collectively turn to greet the intruder at the door, it's just smoke. And you drift off to sleep. And we're going to take our break. We will come back in a couple of moments. Go ahead and grab yourselves a snack, go to the bathroom, get a drink. We'll return here in about 5 to 10 minutes for the remainder of what we have here in the Seagrow Caves. See you guys in a moment.
I had good at choosing a fire ganassi. I can do shit with this.
And welcome back, everybody. We're back with Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. So, all three of you at this time have completed a long rest. You've garnered all your spell slots, all your abilities, and most importantly, all your health has returned to you in full. You feel splendid, you feel wonderful, you feel rejuvenated and relieved.
Did Accord glean anything from the fire crystal?
Nothing seemed to happen from your involvement with just gleaning and watching it. However, you can attempt to make another history check, just a straight roll.
$14.
14. You begin to, while you can't glean anything extra out of it, you do gain, you begin to recount stories and descriptions of it. You know it is something native to the fire plane, or the plane of fire. It is not found here on the material plane, unless this is just simply one of these purple crystals, but changed in color and found itself strangely perfectly wedged between these two vents. Other than that, it shouldn't be here. It's not from this plane. It's definitely something from the fire plane. Beyond that, you don't glean any other additional information with your 8-hour rest. Daydream, were you able to get your D&D Beyond character sheet working?
Yes.
Wicked. Okay. So, but with that, you guys are all rested up. You've got everything back. What would you like to do?
I'd like to point out during this rest, Simon was, when he was awake, furiously working on his armor, and what eventually happened at the end of it, I'm infusing it, it'll basically be the same, but there's a layer of those have you ever seen like bees on a hive where they do like the oscillation?
Mm-hmm.
It'll kind of be like that on his armor.
All right.
So I'm just enhancing it.
Gotcha.
Though I'm not sure how to do that in D&D Beyond.
Your guess is as good as mine. I've never used character sheets on D&D Beyond except for tutorials. I just DM.
What do you need to do on your character sheet, Jackson?
I need to put enhanced defense on my armor, but I'm not sure how to do that.
Enhanced defense.
It's one of my abilities.
Does Ashley know by chance?
Maybe. I'll ask.
Apologies, chat, while we figure out technology.
That's just one of his abilities. He should be able to cast it.
Oh, I need to click in this area. Okay.
Tech support.
Hello.
Hi, what's up? What are you looking for?
That, I think.
Are you looking?
Boom.
Oh yeah.
It works.
Oh,
I got it.
You just needed me to be here?
I needed you to be here. Yeah.
Thank you for guest appearing on the stream. All right.
Bye.
Got it all figured out? Excellent. All right. Anything else you'd like to do in the morning, as it were?
I guess after infusing the armor, he'll be working on the pieces that he just seems to endlessly pull from this bag.
Got it.
Until we're more or less ready to go.
All right. You're doing that until ready. Fantasia, anything you want to do as you wake up fully rested and rejuvenated?
So where we're staying, are there any other creatures in the room with us?
Occasionally there are myconoids that kind of just wander in and out. There's a couple that are almost always sleeping several feet away from you. So you are never fully alone, no.
Okay, so while others may see people who don't recognize onions, what Fantasia sees is a people to educate. So she will be excitedly observing them as much as possible.
Got it. They
You-
seem to not care much at all for your excited observations.
You will hear echo from down the hall slightly. Accord say, Fantasia, chill it with the onions for now. We have a job to do.
Deflatedly, I walk to the voice.
Sounds good. All right. Are you all collected at the opening to this cave then?
Hey, Accord,
Yes,
do you have any weapons on you?
I have my darts.
Hmm.
Come on, I don't think I have any more. I have a torch. If you can use that as a weapon, if you please.
I don't think it'll be much use in this scenario, but thanks. Well, guess I'm using Old Reliable, and it's like an almost never used dagger.
Nice. All right. Well, at this point then, as you guys begin to make your way into the cave, those with wallpaper engine, or not wallpaper engine, Lamau.
Oh!
Yeah, new technology. Those of you with what the fuck is the word? Tabletop Simulator. Jesus Christ. Whatever this program is called. You may go ahead and join the game. Those without it, I will showcase it in a moment.
Those without it perish.
As
No.
Yeah, those without it suffer.
Before we walk in, Accord will say to the other two, I couldn't glean anything extra from the crystal. My father was not too keen on sharing things with me when I was a child.
I know that. That feeling.
Daydream, can you remind me, did you say you suddenly do have it now, or you don't?
I do, but I would prefer it if you moved me because I don't know what I'm doing.
Fair enough. All right. So do you want me to still share my screen then as well?
Yes, please.
You got it. Done. There you go. Okay. Give me a second to adjust some things here. All right, there we go. So, for the purposes of combat, the edge of the table here is the walls of the cave. But this is what you're sort of looking at here as the three of you enter in back here into where the cave widens up. There's a couple of rocks, pure stone. There's no plant life of any kind. And way off in the corner here, there is an opening in the ground where there is a large red crystal in front or directly on top of the vent, and there is steam and smoke and smog filling the room as this crystal blocks it. And then maybe 20 feet up from the floor, there is another hole opening above where very few, if any, smoke is filling out. And this is what you have presented in front of you. So, what would you like to do? You have free range to move wherever you wish at this point in time.
Okay.
So, I'm guessing damaging this with an explosion is not a good idea, but I'm not sure what else we could do.
Again, apologies, but can you tell me again where the vents are?
So
Exactly.
there's only two. There's the one in the ground, which is the very far top right corner where the crystal is, and then 20 feet directly above it, there is another opening in the ceiling. Those are the only two vents.
All right. Cord.
And it's grown like in between them, correct?
Yes, the crystal is wedged perfectly in between them. The one coming out of the ground and the one that seems to allow where this one would funnel out is also blocked.
Do I know what would happen if I add fire to this fire crystal?
You have no idea, but you can certainly try.
That will either... Yeah, I'm not going to try that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that was my first thing.
That might end very badly.
The thing is, I don't really have any other ideas besides literally mining it, which I don't think is good.
Well, where did I sense the creatures before?
All
Their
around.
breaths and the movement.
They were all around. Everywhere you glanced, you could see them for a brief moment before they just...
Do I know if the air is flammable?
The air itself is not flammable. It's not like CO2 or anything.
Okay, Accord will cast, or not really cast, he'll just create flame.
All right.
Just produce flame.
Yep.
As his skin starts to crack open again.
You got it.
Does that illuminate the room a little bit more to see through the fog at all?
A bit. The fog is already pierced by occasional glimmers of light emanating out from the crystal itself that would illuminate the room in brief moments of flashes. It basically looks like... So I'm going to draw attention to my webcam for a second here while I pull up this scene. It looks like how my lights are reacting right now. It's hints of orange, but then occasionally, when on cue, occasionally flick and just like internal lightning, but not blue and white, like orange and red.
Okay.
I wonder if it's possible to overload this crystal.
I'm pretty sure that fairy fire applies to objects too, so if we really need to hit it, I think I can help you.
Well, we've seen other things in here. Might be good for those.
I don't think fairy fire would affect it much.
I mean, it's not actually fire.
That's the point.
Oh, you mean the crystal? Yeah. I'm gonna try something. Because
The next course. Yes.
we know that there's stuff in here. I want to draw it out if I can. All
My
right.
intention is to.
We now it's actually all reliable at this point
All right.
because there's literally nothing else for me to do with this tinkering. I'm gonna use it as much as possible because it's not a very good ability.
Okay.
It's not a very used ability. You get what I mean?
I hear ya. I hear ya. All right. Detail to me what you're about to do.
Oh hey, there's a rock. Oh hey, now it has a little bit of those light bugs on it. Yeet.
Got it. Are you throwing it in any particular direction or just into the room?
I want to throw it over here.
Over there? All right. As you pick up a rock.
And it sits there just glowing.
Mm-hmm. It's just the smoke and the fog all around you. Suddenly, inexcusably, strangely, all of it just stops. Before you slowly see two parts of it almost begin to pool into each other. Like a hoover.
Here we go.
Like a hoover just... And it's just... As two indistinct points as it starts to slowly grow, and you see a large, slithery, wavy smoke snake just hover in the air. As these two floating snakes of smoke collect everything around them and just float there. Yeah! Need everybody to roll initiative.
Yoked. I take it.
Okay.
Apparently you do
Damn.
too.
7. Whatever, that's a holding number.
Not in this university.
Well, in this universe it is. That's the one that matters.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Alright, they will both have the same initiative. God damn it. Okay. 25 to 20. 15 to 20. Damn, son. 10 to 15.
14.
All
We both
right.
got 14.
You guys both go at the same time. You can work out how your initiative is going to work on your guys' turn.
I will go second.
And Accord?
Cool.
7.
7. All right.
And I would just like to point out, if two people tie for initiative, the one that goes first is the one with the highest dexterity modifier.
Yes, ideally. However, I rule it differently. I say if you tie initiative, you work together and you figure out how you want to do it. If someone wants to go first on their turn, go for it. If next round the other person wants to go first, have at her. Teamwork. Do your thing.
Dreamwork.
All right. Top of the round then. As these two fume snakes pool in and suck every ounce of smog out of the room, what would you like to do, Fantasia and Simon, as they... and they effectively are hovering just above the ground.
I don't know what these are. I don't know what these things are, but they're conveniently in a row, so I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to hope and pray that they get that they're weak or take damage of acid form.
One way to
We'll
find out.
see. Yeah.
Off he goes.
I'm gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew
Ooh. Alrighty.
in a line. So he takes out that familiar little bombardier beetle who's been patched up, and he's just gonna be like, "Do your thing, little guy," and away it goes.
All right.
So
That's
I need you to
dex
do
save
a
on my
dex
part?
save
all right.
for both of them.
All right. Fume snake closest to you.
Okay,
That is a 17.
Pepe hands.
Fume snake furthest away from you is an 8.
That one will fail.
All right. What happens to these as you send off this caustic spew?
Pew.
Spew.
So it's covered in acid for the
Alright.
spell's duration, which is concentration up to 1 minute. And at the start of its turn, it takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of its turn.
Okay.
But it can use its action to scrape or wash the acid off itself or another creature.
Gotcha. Okay. And it has to use that action at the start of its turn to do so before it takes the damage.
Well, yeah, at the start of a turn, it takes damage, and then it can do it after.
Oh, okay. So it will take the damage, but it can avoid further damage.
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. And, yeah.
But it doesn't do any
that's,
damage right now.
Correct.
Got it.
It's on its
Alrighty.
turn.
Anything else on your turn then? As you and you see that these smoke-filled snakes, they are affected. It has landed and it is seeping into them.
Okay. Awesome. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'll just go 1 back and hope and pray that that I don't get knocked on my ass again.
Gotcha. All right, from there, Fantasia, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna tie you in a knot. That's my vicious mockery.
All right, on which one? You've got one just off to your left here and the further one off to your right.
The one to the left.
The one to the left, Vicious Mockery. All right, Wisdom save, I believe it is.
Yes.
Wisdom save
So,
for the smoke snake.
It was the furthest one that had the acid on it?
Yes, the one she's targeting with Vicious Mockery is the one affected by the acid.
Okay, just making sure.
All right, and the Vicious Mockery, it rolled a 10.
My DC is 13.
It fails.
It takes
Oh.
1 point of damage and has
One.
disadvantage on its attack.
You got it. So as you say, I'm gonna tie you in a knot, somehow, strangely, this smoke snake is offended and takes a point of offended damage and has disadvantage on its next attack. You've got movement and bonus action for your next turn if you'd like to use any of it.
Can I bardic inspiration at the same turn as casting a spell or no?
Yes, you can. It's not a spell, it's an ability.
I would like to give a cord bardic inspiration.
How do you do so?
Go tie him in a knot.
You got it. All right.
I threatened it. You do it.
I'm all bark. I got no bite. You make the bite. All right. Anything else in your turn, Fantasia? You've got movement if you wish to use it.
I'm comfortable where I am.
All right. From there, then, we've got Accord.
Okay. You threatened this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's the one with acid on it. That's undamaged. He will run up to this one. As he runs, the in his right hand that he has to produce flame in, he will like crush it, like clench his fist. The flame will just engulf his fist, and he will punch this drake, attacking with the produce flame.
Go for it.
There's a 16 hit.
16 absolutely hits it.
Alright. 1 damage.
Hell yeah. What type of damage is it?
Fire damage.
Fire damage. All right. As you wind up and plow right in the kisser, you're feeling good about it. And you learn, it inhales the fire damage. As you now learn that the fume drake is immune to fire damage.
I'm immune. That's what I figured. I will spend a point of key. He will say, fire doesn't bother me either, but this does. And he will punch it twice.
Go for it. Make your 2 attacks.
You would have to attack with the monk weapon to do that.
For
For the flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows, I have to attack with an unarmed strike, and attacking with produce flame is literally hitting it.
Except it's not.
So,
It's a ranged attack, normally.
no, produce flame is just in your hand.
It's still a spell, not a melee attack.
Give me 1 second, I'll look it up. Because I am unfamiliar with this spell. Give me 1 second. It's Produce Flame.
Yes.
Okay, produce flame cantrip. Let's see here. Ah, yes. Okay. So, the range is self, but it also does say you can make an attack with it and hurl it at a creature within 30 feet. I will, for this turn, argue Rule of Cool. You can punch with it in your hand, but you will have to save the key for next time around.
Okay, so just a bonus action hit then.
Go for it.
I already rolled an 18 to strike.
That'll definitely hit it. Roll up that damage.
3.
3.
Rolled a 1 on the die again.
Solid. All right, as you take another strike with no fire this time, as you know it does not harm this drake, and you pow right into one of its side vertebrae. You can, what you'd like to think, feel a couple of cracks in this vertebrae, even though there is no actual physical body, but you hit something tangible in this smoke nonetheless. You've harmed it in some way. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
All right, from there we go to the fume snakes. We'll start with this one here, currently unaffected, and it is going to slither through the air up to you. And as it comes up to you, it is going to come right up into your face, and you see it enlarge, and as it's going to use its scalding breath. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
17. You take half. All right. As it expands itself and releases this smoke fumes with bits of crackling embers throughout it, you are hit with this like you just got smoked in the face by an exhaust pipe. Just. However, you duck out of the way just in time to only take 1 point of fire damage.
This might be the first time I don't get slapped for half my HP.
This one here is going to do the exact same thing, but it is going to rotate itself over by 1, float up, and
it
what
will,
also.
It will take the damage at the start of its turn.
Oh yes, that's right, and it's 1d4.
2d4.
2d4. It takes 3.
Takes
6.
5.
Oh, you're rolling. Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Takes
Fair
5.
enough.
Acid
Takes
damage.
5 acid damage. Whee! All right. As it begins to move, you see bits of its smoky interior just drift away as this caustic brew drips through its body. And as it hovers up to face level, it also swells and releases its scalding breath in a 15-foot cone, heading both you and Fantasia. I need both you and Fantasia to make dexterity saving throws.
I do need to make a con save as well.
13.
Oh, yes, you do. 13 is a save, Fantasia.
Fog.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Fantasia.
6.
6. That is a fail. And what'd you roll, Jackson? Sorry.
Nat 20.
You're fine. Alrighty. So, Accord, you only take 2 fire damage on a success. Fantasia, you take 4 fire damage.
On the contraire, I take 1 fire damage because I am resistant.
Excellent. You take
Oh,
1
one buddy.
point. All right. That is it for the fume drakes. Afterwards, we go back to the top of the round with Fantasia and Simon. Who would like to go first? How would you like to do
Well,
your turn?
I will let her go first.
All right.
I look at the one in front of a cord and I cast the spell Fairy Fire.
Alrighty. Make your attack roll.
I think it is. Any creature in the area is outlined if they fail a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, never mind. I will make a dex save for it.
What's the area on that?
In a 20-foot cube.
Can she hit both?
She can.
10, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. If you want, you could center it on the square right in between the two of them and hit both of them.
Okay, I will.
Excellent. All right. The one in front of a cord makes a dex save. It rolls an 18.
Oh.
The one in front of Simon, and it rolled a 12.
It's a 13.
All right, the one in front of Simon is fired up by the fairies. The one in front of a cord, however, is not.
I mean, we got a debuff on both of them. We're happy here.
That's true. All right, any bonus action or movement for you, Fantasia?
I would like to inspire Simon.
All right. How do you go about doing so?
Tie him in a knot. Please.
Repeat.
I'll do my best.
Repeat until knot is achieved. All right.
That should not be a problem.
Oh my god, I hate it here. All right, anything else in your turn, Fantasia?
That is everything.
Alrighty. From there, we go over to Simon.
I was told to tie you in a knot, but I don't have anything like that, so I'm just gonna do this, and he's gonna try and shank it.
All right, go ahead and make your shank attack against the Drake.
Alright. Yeah, oh, this is at advantage. Let's go.
Yes, it is, because Fairy Fire.
Oh, hey, that's a nat 20.
Hi, shit!
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no, it's just hit. So, okay, I guess we, yeah. Yoked. That's, 8 piercing.
Woof! All right. As you go ahead for the shank, and you get a meaty good lanch in there, and you see its jaw just as it hisses and spurts out bits of ember and smoke and fog, just. And
As he's, like, stabbed it, he's like, are you even alive?
it's this weird feeling of like, I feel this in your body, but your body is smoke. The fuck? It's a weird situation you found yourself in here.
My perception of living has been changed today.
How many times can you have that said proudly?
I'm gonna go just move one over, and I think that's it for me, unfortunately.
Alrighty. From there we go to Accord.
Whap. This one right in front of him.
You go for it.
$20.
Hell yeah. Natural
No,
or
dirty
dirty
20.
All right. Still hits.
We take those.
4.
4 damage. Alrighty.
Alright.
And are you spending a key point this time for 2 more punches?
Yes, I am.
Go for it. You throw them
Aura.
hands.
Aura.
Net 20 on the first one. Dealing 8 damage.
You and me are just twinning this
God
fight.
damn.
And my second hit. Nat 1.
Oof. Damn. The duality of man, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't like where this is going. That means I'm gonna get on that one on my turn.
My first punch just totally cracked it, and it moved out of the way much more than I was expecting. So my second punch whizzed by it.
So the hilarious thing is pretty accurate. Your first one almost rocked this motherfucker's world as it just spiraled in the air like a spinning Beyblade top. And as you're like winding up for your second one, like, fucking stand still. Woof! And it just dropped because you thought it died, but it didn't. because it has 1 hit point left. Anyways, anything else on your turn, Accord?
No. Oh wait, it's gonna die on its turn, Lamau.
Correct, because it's poison.
No! Oh, I wanted to tie it into a knot.
There's still another one.
Wait. I still have the Bardic Inspiration.
You want to use that on your nat
She
one?
gave me.
That one will still miss.
I don't, yeah, even with a max roll. You don't know its armor class, but even max roll, I don't know if it'll be high enough for you, my man.
Let's see.
You can if you like.
5 plus 6. I'm gonna risk it.
You gonna risk it? All right, roll your bardic inspiration.
I'm gonna need to roll a max on this. 1.
Oh,
No.
damn! Just to give you the big old
Damn.
middle finger.
Fuck
Unfortunately
you,
not.
D&D Beyond.
True.
Damn, that statement's real accurate nowadays. Woo!
Mhm.
Anywho, all right. Movement Accord. Would you like to use any?
No.
All
I
right.
choose my. I center all of my movement into just staring incredulously at this.
You got it.
Fume Drake.
You've got the prey in your sight, and it is withering. From there, fume drakes. I just realized I have them set as fume snakes here. It's whatever. All right. The one with 1 hit point gets up, opens its mouth, and then dies.
Yep.
However-
Takes 5 acid.
However, when it dies, Death Burst activates. I need you, Accord, to roll a Constitution saving throw as this thing wriggles around, falls limp, and then immediately just implodes and just outlandishly expands.
10.
Sorry, 10?
10.
10 just fails. The DC is 11.
I mean, you'll take
What?
half anyways. Right?
Yeah. If it's fire, yes.
It is poison, and it is
Oh.
8 poison damage.
Ooh. I don't like this. I
Yeah,
don't like where this is going.
it's pretty awful. You know what else? You know what else is pretty awful? The fact that Genie in the LGS is a pretty awful person. That was a special request
Gene?
That was a special request through direct hot message lines. My apologies. Anywho, that's it for that fume drake, as it is now burst into a smokery, fiery. Oh, my hotkey to try to flip it fucked over OBS. Whoops.
Oh no.
It's okay. We're fixed. We're good. I'll just do it manually. There we go. So that one is dead. The other one, who is glowing in a beautiful fairy for light, is going to see if he gets his scolding breath back. On a 6, does he get it? He does not with a 3. From there, he's going to attempt to bite you. Yeet! That is a 17 to bite you, Simon.
Oh man. That's unfortunate.
Is that what your AC is?
Yep, sure is.
Damn.
With the buff.
Damn.
Pepe hands.
The bite does 6 fire damage as it gets right into your shoulder and just injects you with a bit of liquid fire.
The little, like, his armor kind of does the oscillation, but doesn't quite activate. Which is like, how dare you? How dare you betray me?
It oscillates a little bit faster to be like, I'm sorry, I tried, and then it goes back to normal. At that point,
Oh,
this
gotta
one
make
is going
contact.
to rotate a little bit like so, just to get itself up against the wall. And
I made the save, even though it doesn't matter.
what save?
Con save.
Oh, yes, because you're concentrating.
Which I don't need to anymore.
True. Oh no, so the spell's dropped, so you're fine, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That is it for the fume drakes. Top of the round, Fantasia and Simon. Who would like to go
You.
first?
I would like to How close can I get to the snake in this turn?
You've got 5, 10, 15, 20. You can get right up to it if you'd like.
Okay, I'd like to get up to it and get it with my rapier.
Yoing! Would you like to stand there or elsewhere?
There's good.
Golden, make your rapier attack against the snake of the same color as you.
Natural one.
That is
Nice.
It was at advantage because of Fairy Fire.
Oh, yes. Roll another nat one.
If Fairy Fire is still active, I don't know if it is because she took damage.
Oh, yes. You
Oh,
got
I
to make
did.
a con save first.
Okay, how do I do that? Constitution.
Constitution saving throw. Just click that button.
Natural one.
Ooh,
Fuck.
never mind.
Fairy Fire is dropped.
Unfortunate.
Alright, it goes back to being a regular old fume drake.
Half transparent.
Yes. I did that accidentally, but I'm going to leave it there because it makes sense for what it is.
It absolutely makes sense.
Does.
So, all right. So, as you rush up to it, rapier in hand, ready to skewer the beast, and you quite literally strike nothing but fog.
Okay.
Anything else on your turn? You've got a bonus action if you wish to use it.
That's everything.
Alrighty. Simon's standing right next to her. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna like go as she hits it. I'm gonna like go under her rapier, just like sorry, and go to the other side of it, and I'll take a stab at it as I do.
Go for it. Have at ye.
Vile beast. I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration that I got.
Alrighty.
Because I rolled an 8. 8 plus 2, so 10.
10 does not hit.
Unfortunate. All right, that's all I got.
Alrighty. From there, we go to Accord. There is one Fume Drake left over yonder. That is the only enemy you can see.
We'll just... Accord will march up. 5, 10, 15, 20. He will take a punch at this Drake. Does a 12 hit?
12 just hits.
Good. Takes 4 more damage.
4 more damage. You got it.
And he will bonus action strike once more.
All right.
$18.
That'll do it.
Yep. 6.
6 points of damage. Alrighty.
Spicy.
Woof. It is very much acting like a hurt, scared snake. It is not looking good.
Snack.
Should I use my final point of key to finish it off?
Up to you.
I really want to tie it in the knot. You know what? That's a bad idea.
Yep.
We're all crowding around this thing.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Oh no.
He is not going to do that.
He is almost
And he
dead.
will instead tell the others to get back.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Nothing else on your turn, Accord?
Nope.
All right. Fume Snake's turn. The Fume Snake,
Gets his breath weapon back.
we'll see. D6 rolls a 3. No breath weapon.
Pog.
It is, however, going to... First, it's going to bop over here. Fantasia, would you like
And
to take?
perish.
Would you like to take an attack of opportunity?
Yes, wait. No, I would
No.
not.
No, you no.
Okay. Oh, it's doing flips. All right, and then it's going to pop over here. Accord, would you like to take an active opportunity?
It pops over. Simon, how confident are you with your Constitution saving throws?
I mean, I'm probably better at it than you guys.
How much health you got left?
I am just over half.
Point wise.
I can't say more than that.
For this campaign, since it's a beginner campaign, I'll allow you guys to share points if you wish.
I am 9 out of 16, so literally just over.
Seems like max is 8. I'm hoping. I'll
Well,
throw a
there's a
dart
potion.
at it.
You're gonna what? Sorry.
I'm gonna throw a dart at it.
Go for it. Make your
That-
opportunity attack.
So
That
now-
would be at disadvantage because
Yes.
it's a ranged attack.
Also a disadvantage at range.
Punching is probably
Well-
just better.
Wouldn't I not get it since it's in front of Simon now? I throw it
It's-
as it moves
It's
in front
moving
of
to there,
Simon.
but if you were to hit it, it would be hit in the square that it moved from, so it wouldn't be ranged. Sorry, it would be ranged, but it would be at disadvantage.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay. All right, it goes there, and then it is also going to back away from Simon. Simon, would you like to take an attack of opportunity?
Well, if I don't do it, nobody else will. So,
Go for it.
I'm going to miss anyway, so it's fine. I got a 23.
That'll hit. Roll the damage.
Grand total of 3.
3.
It's at 1, isn't it?
So a Fume Drake has 22 hit points. It's taken 18 right now, and you gave it 3. So it's at 21. As it continues to back away with 1 hit point remaining. But,
Didn't quite get it.
and as it continues to slither back away, it once again dissipates into fog before all that fog seems to start to funnel towards the crystal. And the crystal
Oh, fuck.
shakes for a second. And then shakes again. Before you see a small crack, and then a fissure, and then a spider web. Before it shatters into 20 pieces. And inside, you see this monstrous, fuming snake made of nothing but fire and skin as its mane whips around like it was on fire itself as it lunges out of this broken crystal. Miniature, for reference, here.
Oh boy.
At this point in time, I'm going to give you guys the option. We can pause here, continue with the final phase of this fight next week, or you guys can push through and continue this combat. It is up to you. I will let you guys decide.
I'm up.
I'm down.
I'm sideways.
Then we're continuing.
All right.
Alright.
Let me roll for the let me roll for the fire snakes part in the.
Initiative.
Thank you, Jesus Christ! I hate English. It is just below Accord, but above the one remaining Fume Drake.
Ah, it's still fuck.
All right. Top of the round, Fantasia and Simon.
Is it within range of 60 feet?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yes, both your Fume Drake and the Fire Snake are within 60 feet of you.
I would like to cast Vicious Mockery. Why won't you die?
On the
On the-
Fume Drake or the newly hatched Fire Snake?
The Fume Drake.
The Fume Drake. You got it.
Wait.
That's good.
Saving throw, Wisdom.
And
Yeah.
plans.
That is a natural one.
Nice.
Oh, wonderful.
As it begins to tie itself in a knot from wriggling and tries to eat
There
its
it
tail,
is.
and it slithers in, and all of a sudden it realizes it's caught itself in a pretzel. And in a freak panic, it tries to slither away out of it, tightening the pretzel on itself, and like a balloon pulled too much, pop! And explodes in its
Yes.
death burst, affecting nobody within 5 feet of it.
That was optimal, Daydream. Optimal.
With that, you've got movement and bonus action, Fantasia.
I will. Has Breach used his bardic inspiration?
Yes,
I have.
he has. Nobody has any
Okay, I will
inspirations
want-
currently.
I will once more inspire a cold.
How do you do so? Dare I ask?
That was too big to tie in a knot. God, that wanted to be something else.
Got it. Alright, you got a D6.
Alright.
Any movement, Fantasia? You've got 30 feet.
Can you move me to be behind Simon?
Yep. Yoink. That's all you want to do?
Yep.
Alright, sounds good. From there, Simon, you're up.
Oh man, we really can't be all together if that thing does the same thing as the other ones. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make 6 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And man, what do I do here? I think I'm just gonna cure wounds on myself. So take out the little spidery boys, let them do their thing.
Gotcha. Alright. And that's it for your turn as you heal yourself?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Alright. From there, as you heal yourself back up, Accord, you are up.
I heal 7.
7.
Alright.
Nice.
Back to full. Let's go.
Accord will begin to march up to this thing.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Oh yeah, monk.
Yep.
Monk
Right up to it.
bullshit.
As he's marching up, he will say to the snake in Primordial, what are you? And does it have a response to that at all?
Make a intelligence check. This is for free.
Oh, free?
For free?
An intelligence check.
Actually, sorry, no. An insight check.
Um, Can I just use what I rolled on intelligence and add my modifier?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Then a 14.
14. As you ask it in Primordial, you get a very brief, now that you're up close and personal with this creature, and you get a good look at it running up while in combat nonetheless, you've got a pretty good idea. It is an intelligent creature. It is capable of thought. It is even capable of speech, but not in that language.
Damn.
How was it? Not in the language of the plane of fire. Huh. Can I get a sense that it's... Wait, this cave projects thoughts, though. We've established that already.
It's not the cave, it's the myconoid spores
Wow.
that allow you to do that.
There ain't none here.
Do I think it might be able to communicate in common?
I would say you have no idea. You spoke to it in Primordial. You don't know. You know that it doesn't speak Primordial. You got that much out of it. It's capable of intelligent thought. It's capable of speech, just not primordial. Also, high quality photo in the Discord for anybody who would like one.
Yeah, I got that. If I chose to speak with it more, that would be a take my action, correct?
Yeah, if you wanted to push this any further, I would say that would take your action.
If it's intelligent, can I seem unassuming, unthreatening to it? Like,
Depends. How do you go about doing so?
as I get,
He charges up to him. Hi.
I didn't. I did not charge. I
know, I
just
know.
like briskly walked. And
I
as
aggressively initiated friendship.
as I get the inkling that this might be intelligent, I will like kind of lower my fists, leaving myself more open
Okay.
to it, and then in common, I will say, "Why do you aggress?"
Okay.
Is he talking to it?
Any response at all?
You'd have to wait for its turn to find out.
Then I will just not attack it, and I will be in front of it, open, not in a stance to attack it at all.
Gotcha.
And
Alright.
I will also, can I also like put my hand out to the others to like stop?
Yep, that's fine. It's up to them whether they do or not, but
I do that.
all right. And that's it for your turn, Accord?
Yes.
All right. From there, we go on to the fire snake, which I would say you guys don't know what it's called, but its name is literally just a description of what it is, so that's fine. So, as this happens, and you very cautiously put your hand out, try to speak to it in 2 separate languages, and you're like, okay, I think it's capable of speech, but it's not speaking to me or anything. And as it's kind of slithering there, looking around, keeping its eyes primarily on you, but it is darting around the room. And also, conveniently, since this crystal exploded, the vent is billowing smoke, but it is going straight up and out of the roof once again. However, at this point, as it's darting around the room for a brief second, and it locks eyes with you, Accord, and you see something in its eyes go from wild, just fury and freaking out to just calm, collected, and all 3 of you get a flash of a vision of a face directly in front of you. Not the face of a fire snake, but the face of a enormous, ancient red dragon. Just briefly flashes in your minds for but the briefest moments before it's gone. And you, Accord, are staring at this fire snake as it slowly arches its back and extends itself to just above your eye level. What do you offer me? In Primordial. And we're going to end the session there.
The best part about that is we didn't hear that, and all we saw was Breach just go.
So, we will pick up from there next week, with the rest of this potential encounter, and see where things go from there. But that is all we have for tonight.
I am so glad I did not attack that snake.
Yeah, it probably would have killed us all. It would have been difficult because I have no range when it comes to these things.
No, you got Caustic Brew. And you also got,
I don't have any spell slots anymore.
You got no
well, then
range.
you're kind of screwed.
I have absolutely like 0 range.
I'd be like, hey, yo, can I steal your darts? Oh, wait, no. I technically do. I do have in my inventory, I do have a crossbow.
Oh, there you go. You've also got Scorching Ray, which may or may not do
Firebolt.
something in this one.
Firebolt.
Oh, sorry,
into the
firebolt. Yeah,
fire
not scorching ray.
snake.
Hey, hey, maybe it's a play on words, and it's actually vulnerable to fire.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming down. If you enjoyed the campaign, excuse me. If you enjoyed the campaign, please tell your friends. If you didn't, please tell us. If you enjoyed this and you missed out on the first 2 episodes, you can feel free to catch up on both of them. They are linked on this channel forever for your viewing purposes. And if you want to find out what happens for the rest of the story, come back next week on Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the continuation of this story. Lastly, for anybody live here right now, if anybody watching this afterwards, I'm so sorry. If anyone live here right now, if you are not ready to go to bed and you want to watch some magic cards being opened up and possibly win memberships to this channel, stick around, because after this live stream is over, we are going to be going live again here with some collector pack openings for Phyrexia Obi-Wan. So if that's of interest to you, stay tuned. And if you're watching this afterwards, link to the VOD right here, if I remember to do so. If not, you're a smart cookie, you can find it. Thank you guys all for being here. We will see you guys all next week. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That could have gone worse.